Hi ATPF family, it's me, Grace, and we're going to be doing another little mini art lesson. One of the things I learned in my art class a while ago was different ways of shading. So we're just going to be going over a couple of types today. And the thing to remember is that there are so many ways, and in art it's all about what you like and what you think looks good, and these are just a couple of ways. But for the purpose of this exercise, we're going to be drawing circles and shading them in different ways. So here, I labeled this one as cross-hatching, this one as hatching, stippling, and then just plain old blending. So I'm going to be drawing a couple of spheres. Well, they will become spheres, but right now they're just 2D circles. Okay. I do recommend using a pencil, at least for the blending type of coloring, but for the other ones you can use a pen if you like. So for cross-hatching, I kind of tend to think of it as like mini wheat cereal. You can just start by going in like diagonal lines, and then one other thing to think about is where your light source is coming from. So for this one, I'm going to have the light source coming from here. I'm just going to draw a little mini sun so you can remember. Okay. So this part is going to be the brightest, while over here is going to be the darkest. And then once you have one set of lines, you can start the other lines coming from the other direction. And remember, this doesn't have to be perfect. Mine certainly is not. And we just shade like so. Just like that. And you can have them going in more than two directions as well, if you would like. Also, you can, use a couple different kinds of shading. Like the very back needs to be really dark, so I might just shade that normally, just so we don't have to put in quite as much work. Oops. Remember that the light's coming from over here, so this is going to be the lightest. This little area should be really quite bright. Yeah. And try not to focus too much on using an eraser. This is just a quick exercise. Okay, so that's my cross-hatching. Yours might look different. Mine's kind of messy, but it's fine. And for this one, we're going to show hatching, which is basically kind of like cross-hatching, but you only use one direction of lines, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not going to go over this. It's all coming from basically one direction, which can be a little tricky. And again, the light is coming from over here. We're just going to keep it in the same place for here. Okay. And again, I'm just going to shade like normal on the very edge to make it look a little darker. Okay, and now we're going to move on to stippling, which is basically just little dots. This one, it might be a little easier to use a pen, just because my pencil tends to break, so I'll be using a pen or marker. These are just little dots, and think of them as really dense in the area that doesn't have light. Remember, our little sun is over here, so it's going to be very bright in this little mini circle. But the dots are really dense and dark near the edges. And then they start to like become less dense as we move out towards the center. And really, this might take a long time if I was going to be very thorough with it, but since this is a quick lesson, I'm just not going to have quite as many dots, but you get the idea that it's really dark over here, and then it becomes a mid-tone, and then pretty light, not as many dots where our sun is shining. Okay, so the next one, I like to use pencil for this, is going to be blending. And I kind of like to use little circles because it just shades so well if you want a really airbrushed look and smooth look. And you can also use like a tissue or a paper towel on top. You're not really supposed to use your fingers to blend because of the oils on your hands can mess up your work a little bit, but I might just do that anyway. Oh yeah, and here's our little sun. Keep on making that nice and dark. And we keep blending. Of course, like you can also use like little Q-tips to blend it in instead of fingers, because then your fingers have graphite on them. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thinking of it, there's another way that I kind of like to do that can look kind of cool. I don't know the name, but I'll just show you. It's where I like to go in little like circles like that, but maybe with a pen, and it just looks kind of cool. And you just go in little like bubbly circles like this, kind of, and they overlap each other. And you go backwards, and little circles can get less dense and smaller as you move in to the middle, since the sun is over here. Yeah, that's basically it. And yeah, there are many different ways to shade and create art. So these were just a couple, but there are tons more, and do it however you like. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, ATPF family. Bye.